Hey Gators and sports fans, get all your Gator talk, news, analysis, and opinions on the Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on Facebook Live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. every weekday. Pod Up, because we are Gator fans. So say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Good morning and welcome to a Thursday edition of the program, Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. We got Brent Beaird, a college football analyst, here in just a second. If you missed it last night, the Warriors defeat the Dallas Mavericks. They go up 1-0. You'll have the Miami Heat Celtics play tonight. Some news and notes also. Tennis, men's tennis is up in Champaign, Illinois against Virginia, I think tomorrow. I know girls lacrosse today against number 2 seed Maryland up in Maryland. Softball tomorrow against Canisius. Baseball starts their final series against South Carolina. Women's golf this weekend. And the men's golf qualified for the NCAA championship yesterday down in Palm Beach Gardens. So congratulations to all those spring sports, and should be an action-packed weekend. Let's go to the Titan MR Hotline, and we're joined by our college football analyst, Brent Beaird. Good morning, Brent. How are you?
Shane, we're doing well. Good to be on with you as we are through the mid-part of May, which is amazing. We normally would be having, I would be on the preseason magazine lookout starting next week, but we know they're going to be delayed because of roster management. So we've still got really into June before we get preseason magazines, but still they're on the way. That'd be a tough job right now trying to come up with, even still you've got so much stuff going on as far as players coming and going. Trying to keep up with that and put it in a magazine would be difficult.
Yep. Some of the big-time games early in the year, they've come out with kickoff times. Most people probably have heard that, but give us a rundown, Brent.
Yes, and it's always exciting to see kickoff times. We have the ABC station on First Coast News, so we're glad to see this. September the 3rd on a Saturday, Georgia and Oregon. That's a 3:30 game in Atlanta. Dan Lanning, Bo Nix, a lot of storylines in that game. Nix coming from Auburn to Oregon, and then Dan Lanning obviously going to Oregon from Georgia. And the night game, which is a pretty nice one too, Notre Dame at Ohio State. I think people may have forgotten about that one. That's at 7:30. So on ABC, you've got Georgia, Oregon, Notre Dame at Ohio State. And then, now this is Sunday now. This is not Saturday, but it's Sunday. And I believe there should be more Sunday games on Labor Day weekend. FSU, LSU, 7:30 in New Orleans. And then what was also mentioned in there was Florida State on Black Friday, November the 25th on ABC. Now, one thing I wanted to mention real quick about Florida State is we mentioned the LSU game, which goes along with what we talk about with the SEC. But what may have escaped a lot of attention is Florida State actually plays week 0. Now they played Duquesne, which is basically like getting a practice game before you play LSU, but we were not used to seeing FSU playing on week 0. So just wanted to call attention to that, which I do think that will help them as you get into that. So we'll have more games that will come out, but ABC, ESPN wanted to go ahead and get these out, and those are some real games to look forward to, Shane.
Yeah, you ain't lying. And I want to say is that the same weekend, or is it the following weekend when Texas and Alabama play in Austin?
Texas and Alabama is the second weekend. Alabama's got Utah State in their opener.
Okay.
Now, I thought this was rather amusing. speaking of Texas and Alabama, some of the Texas folks, and the game's in Austin, obviously, with Fox, there's thought that it might be the big noon game, as they call it, and kickoff around noon. Now, look, when you're talking about kicking off at noon in November is one thing. You're talking about kicking off at noon in September. It's totally another thing. So, Shane, there's already you've got from a lot of Texas fans. They are trying to put pressure on Texas and also the TV folks to move that game to a night game. So they're trying to get as many people on a petition as they can. So, but as you and I both know, TV will decide when that game is played.
That is very true. We got a text here on, Facebook Live brought to you by Mellon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Comes from John, and I was going to get to this, but let's go ahead and jump on it right now, Brent. Nick Saban set the college football world on fire last night. Primetime and the Miami Billionaire were upset, but I'm anxiously awaiting Jimbo's response. Kind of tell people if they missed it. I read about it this morning on Twitter, what Nick Saban had to say.
Saban was in an event last night, and they gave him the mic, so he was talking about a lot of different items. Now, it was about a 6-minute altogether about what he said, but everybody zeroed in on what he said about A&M. And what he said was, we were second in recruiting last year. A&M was first. A&M bought every player on their team, made a deal for name, image, and likeness. We didn't buy one player, but I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain that in the future because more and more people are doing this. So, obviously, when Nick Saban says something like that, you are going to get a lot of reaction from Twitter. This made a lot of people's radio shows today a lot easier, frankly. Now, when you really drill down here and you look at the numbers, and I'll be brief about this, but Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M was the number of 5-stars in 2018 was 0, 2019 was 2, 2020 was 2, and 2021 you've got 1. These are recruiting classes. And then for the 2022 class, you go from 0 to 2 and 1 over those time of years. And then last year, they had 8 5-stars and 19 4-stars. Well, what happened there? Well, what happened was NIL came about. Now, if you remember this, Jimbo had a press conference after signing day, or either on signing day, and pounded the table and talked about how NIL had nothing to do with this. And I really am upset because our coaches work so hard. Well, I have no doubt that they did, but the mistake that Jimbo made in this situation was saying that NIL had nothing to do with it. Well, NIL had everything to do with it, and some of the more interesting reaction that I have seen this morning. One of them comes from Booger McFarland, who is an analyst for the NFL and also for ABC. He said college coaches can use NIL to pay players legally, yet they are still upset that we say it and other coaches talk about it, which I thought was interesting. So Saban was basically talking about the NIL and where this is going. Look, Saban doesn't say things like this. He's too calculated to just come out and have a urinating contest with Jimbo Fisher. That's not what this is about. And so everybody's talking about, well, boy, I wish I was a fly on the wall in the SEC meetings coming up in Destin in a couple weeks. They'll be asked about this, but this will be calmed down by then, because I can tell you, Greg Sankey does not want a shouting contest among his coaches in Destin, and something like that to get out in the media. So there'll be a lot said about this today on both sides. I'll be interested to see if Jimbo has any kind of reaction to it. But at the same time, there's a lot that needs to be done about this, and we won't belabor and spend the whole time on it today. But it certainly got everybody's attention, and it will throughout today and probably the next few days.
Yeah, what's interesting too, Saban and Deion do that Aflac commercial together.
Yes. Yes.
And Deion was not very happy with the comments Saban made about the kid that they paid a lot of money to go there. I will say this, I want to say Saban made a comment that his players made a total of $3 million last year in the NIL. And he said that kids want to go play at Alabama. It's not about the money. I agree with that 100% because I've had my buddy Blake Brockermeyer, who has two boys at Alabama, and they could have gone anywhere they wanted. They were two of the top linemen in America when they came out. They chose Alabama because they put kids in the NFL and they win. So it's going to be interesting, as you said, to see how that all plays out. We got a text on the Titan More text line from Donnie. He says, has the Florida-Utah game had a time announced yet?
No.
I didn't think so.
It hasn't now. Now, Shane, because because you and I will be there.
Right.
We have to walk back and forth. Selfishly, hopefully this will be a night game because it'll probably be 150 degrees and 100 degree with the humidity, 100% humidity. But I also get the fact, and again, you've played in situations like this and you understand it. I guess my question is, if Florida plays this game at, let's say, noon or 3:30, is that going to be a tremendous advantage for them with the heat and humidity, as opposed to playing the game at night, where you may not have the direct sun, but I guarantee you the humidity is not going to ease up any at all. So I will be very curious as far as what time that's going to be. And that's a very attractive game. I mean, it's a very attractive game. When you talk about Labor Day weekend games, that game is mentioned in the top 3 games easily. So what does that tell us?
Yes, there's no question. I'm looking right here. Phil Steele finally came out with his top 10. Utah's in the top 10 at number 8, I believe. Some other publications have Utah higher than that. But I think 3:30 would be the perfect time for that game because it'll be hot, but the sun will be getting close to being away from our sideline, the home sideline. So we'll see. Brent, another recruiting waiver came out. It seems like something new every day. Can you tell us what that's all about?
Yeah, this was really big this week. Now it'll get swallowed up in the Nick Saban comments, but the thing that happened is the NCAA is giving everybody a 2-year waiver to sign a larger number of recruits. Now, we've capped this thing at 25 a year. That cap for the next 2 years has been removed. Now, again, the bottom line here, underline this, the bottom line is you're restricted to 85 players. So that's the thing people need to know. Now, the reason I bring this up is an Auburn beat writer, I had heard him talk about for the Auburn spring game, Auburn had something like 50 players on the roster, 50-something, and you're allowed 85. So there's a lot of work to be done to get those numbers up. And you've had a lot of COVID, you've had a lot of attrition, you've had a lot of transfer portal. So they are going to waive those limits and allow schools to be able to sign more than they normally would, which is a good thing. So that's part one of what happened this week, and that's big. And part two is the Division I Council has relaxed restrictions on FBS football championship games. In essence, what's happening here is they are removing or allowing conferences to remove divisions. So you're not locked into divisions. And the interesting thing with this is, Shane, the Pac-12 almost immediately, I think they had this written before this decision came down and just basically faxed it in after that. I'm being facetious, but you get the point. The Pac-12 has announced that they've removed divisions for title games. Starting now, the two teams with the highest Pac-12 winning percentage will meet in the title game. Now get this. This change would have resulted in a different Pac-12 title matchup in 5 of the last 11 years. So, and one more thing with this, by removing them, by the NCAA allowing this to be different, part of what's going to come out of this is the SEC has not done anything about this yet. I think they will very soon. Is you're going to be able to play better games in your conference. For instance, Georgia and Texas A&M. Since A&M has come into the league, amazingly, they played once. And I may be off on this, but my understanding is Georgia has never played at A&M.
I don't think so.
So, and remember last year, Shane, when Bama came to Gainesville, that was the first time Alabama had been there in 10 years. So part of the rationale with this is so the upper echelon teams in the league can play each other more often.
Yeah, Ruse-Ogre State Farm Office is a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visit ogreinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. Speaking with our college football analyst, Brent Beaird, on the Titan MR hotline. Got a couple of Facebook Lives here. David says, hey, guys, it's early surgery time. A little Shane and Brent in the operating room. Oh, boy. Make sure you're paying attention there, David. Don't listen to us. John asked here, what do you guys think of Florida being favored over Utah? Are we favored over Utah at this moment, Brent?
It almost depends on the moment you look at this stuff. I'm looking at the numbers here to see, well, I don't see it here. Now, I've seen it as either Pick'em, Florida -1, or Florida -2. And I don't see it in my numbers here. I'll continue to look, but go ahead with the question.
Yeah, I've seen it both ways. I've seen it like a pick, Florida favored, very small, and I've seen Utah favored. All right, Brent, let's go back to getting rid of the divisions in the Southeastern Conference. There's been a lot of talk about the pod system. A lot of people thought it might be 3-team pods, but I'm looking here at your notes about some 4-team pod systems. I kind of like the way this looks. You want to run those down for us?
Yeah, the reality for this is, and listen, there are probably, I've seen about a dozen examples of this. And the thing we're talking about is obviously when A&M, when Texas and OU joined the conference, the question is, you can't really have 2 divisions. It would be ridiculously large. So how are you going to deal with this? And what we've seen, what Shane's talking about is there's some different pods. that are going on. Now, I've seen one pod like has Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt in there, and there are different ones. You've got like Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, and maybe Kentucky or something like that. So and I tell you what, Shane, people laugh about this, but would you want that job to figure out the scheduling and who goes to what pod over the next few months? That'd be pretty tough, would it not?
Yeah, there's no question. It's going to be interesting to see what they do once OU and Texas join. Oklahoma gets another commitment. The last name, a lot of fans that listen or watch LSU, it'll be very familiar, but it's got to be one of the greatest names of all time for a quarterback.
It really is. JUCO quarterback General Booty. Now, Booty is basically related to all the Booties that we've known in football over the last few years. He is the son of former LSU wide receiver Abram Booty, and his uncles are John David Booty and Josh Booty. Now, you wonder where in the world they came up with General. Well, Booty said that his father named him General because he's a big military fan of battles and wars and things like that. So that's where that came from. Booty, now get this. This is why this is interesting too. Booty led the junior college ranks in passing yards through 25 touchdowns. Shane, how about this? When Booty comes aboard, that's going to be, again, Jeff Lebby is the quarterback coach, offense coordinator at Oklahoma now, coming over from Ole Miss. That's going to be 7 quarterbacks in the quarterback room. My question to you is, my friend, is that a few too many?
That is quite too many. I don't know how many of those are on scholarship, but I know at least 3 or 4 of them would be. But yeah, yes. That's way too many dudes in the quarterback room. All right, Brent. Last week I didn't get to talk about it on my show because I was gone. But there was all this rumors all over Twitter about Dan Mullen being offensive coordinator at that high school up at Lake Oconee. He's had a house up at Lake Oconee. I've actually been to that home. It's a beautiful place on Reynolds Plantation. It's like a golf resort. There's no way, because I have been told, and the rumors have been flying, that he's going to be hired at the SEC network to take over for Gene Chizik. There's no way he can help. He can go out there during the week and help, but you have to be in Charlotte by like Thursday night or early Friday morning for that. So those reports were false, but he could help at that school. But I don't know how that got broke. The story got broke. Somebody said it was some Georgia fans that started that rumor.
Yeah, this was in Lake. Help me pronounce this. Oconee, Lake Oconee Academy in Greensboro, Georgia. The rumors about him being the new offensive coordinator. That now, my understanding is he may help out with some game planning or a little bit of here and there, but there's no official title. Now, I'll give Mullen credit, and the people I've heard from said, you remember, he did some TV at the end of the year, Shane, last year. Mm-hmm. Remember that? And my understanding is, and I'm curious what you think, my understanding is he did a pretty good job according to the people who were evaluating him. So they thought that he may be doing some television. And I'll say this, that job that he's got, that they've got on the SEC network, to me, that late Saturday night show that they've got during the football season is appointment television for the SEC. Gene Chizik did a good job with that. Dan Mullen would probably do a pretty good job also with that too. Now Chris Doring also involved in that. Chris does real well. I'll be fascinated to see where that goes and how soon they may announce it. But that's certainly what I've heard too. That he'll be doing television during the weekend during the fall.
Yeah. Let's move down. Matt Hayes always does a little ranking of each position group. He did a ranking of the. Give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah. As far as defensive lines, I'll just go over this real quick. He's got Alabama first. And I think what he means here by defensive lines is probably the front sevens, because he's got, and again, Will Anderson, Dallas Turner are guys who they can be at the standard linebacker position, or they can line up on the edge. Georgia number 2, I get that with Jalen Carter. LSU number 3, Mason Smith, and I've heard this from several people, is really, really good. I'm curious what you think about him. A&M, obviously, with everybody they've recruited, they've lost a lot of guys. They are 4, Kentucky 5. They've got Florida at 6, where Matt does. Brenton Cox, obviously, well thought of. Gervin Dexter, Desmond Watson, Auburn at 7. I won't go through the whole list in the as far as time is concerned, but he does a good job as far as ranking those. And again, that's why the SEC is the SEC, is because of the defensive line.
Yeah, it really is. I think the one thing that stands out to me the most out of the rankings of the 14 schools is Tennessee is at 13th.
Yes, that tells you a lot. In Missouri's at 12, South Carolina's 11. Those schools have really got to pick it up for them to do what they want to do.
Yeah, Dan asked here, is General Booty's sister named Whoopi?
Figure we get a few replies like that, right?
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Brent, before we let you go, obviously we covered the SEC and things will be. When is SEC Media Day?
SEC Media Days is July 18th through 22nd. It's in Atlanta. In the ACC this week, matter of fact, it was yesterday, came out with theirs, July 20 and 21st in Charlotte. Again, 18th through 22nd for the SEC, and then the 20th through the 21st. Why the ACC wants to overlap every year with the SEC, I'll be honest with you, is just beyond me.
Yeah. All right. So I've been out of the loop. Before we let you go, any new news on name, image, and likeness? I know they were going to Congress and all that stuff a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, with what Saban came out yesterday and said, I'm going to read right here what he said. He said Jackson State paid a guy $1 million last year. That was a really good Division I player to come to their school. It was in the paper. They bragged about it. Nobody did anything about it. What do you think is going to happen, Brent?
Well, there's going to be some kind of guidelines, I think, that are going to be done with this. I've had people say, are they going to have basically a salary cap? No, I don't think they're going to do that. But I think the thing that we are seeing is the NCAA now is trying to act tough and say that we're going to go back and investigate schools retroactive to the last few months, and that they will be punished if we find out that they are, in essence, paying players that you got to pay to play. So, and then you've got other organizations, the American Coaches Association. They're trying to come in with transfer portal windows that are a lot tighter than what we've got now. So, to me, the positive thing is at least something's been trying to get done. Now, the commissioners, Greg Sankey and the Pac-12 commissioner, went to Washington to talk to some congressmen as far as trying to get something done on a national basis. I think we will have more control of this because of the athletic directors and the coaches and pretty much commissioners are seeing that this is just too out of control and we've got to do something with it. In other words, they still want the players to be supplemented. and for the players to get something more than your overall cost of attendance. But they want to keep that within some kind of range to where it just doesn't be a out of control, wild, wild west type thing that everyone talks about. So that's kind of where we are. This will continue on into the summer. SEC meetings in Destin come up over Memorial Day weekend. That will be discussed very much during that time. So, and transfer portal and NIL all kind of go hand in hand here. So one, you deal with one, you're kind of dealing with the other. So without belaboring the point, to me, the thing that's positive is there are several different groups that are trying to do something instead of just letting this thing go for 2 or 3 years and it shaking out then.
Donnie says on the Titan MR text line, if there were limits on how many times a player could transfer, it would solve at least one issue. You get one free transfer, but the problem is if you've already graduated, you can transfer again without sitting out.
Correct. Yes.
The Pearsall wide receiver from Arizona State has not signed with anyone. Florida's still in that mix. He has to be is he one of those senior graduates, Brent? Are you aware?
I believe I'll go back and check that, but I believe he is. And
okay.
Again, your point's a good one on either graduating or very close to it.
And then the kid that won the Biletnikoff Award from Pittsburgh, he has not chosen a school yet, right?
No, that is down to Southern Cal and Texas at this point, is my understanding. So, but no, he has yet to make a decision with that. And by the way, I'll throw this in here too. Arch Manning has not made any kind of decision either. I thought this was interesting. He was asked about it this week, and Arch just, I think at times, and Shane, you understand this, you just kind of get exasperated with the whole process, right? And Arch said, right now, I really don't have any clue what I'm going to do. And I thought that was a very honest answer.
It is. And, the more I think about it, obviously I know the Manning family and they do things the right way and they're going to protect him. But just think about the pressure, not on him to perform at a high level wherever he chooses, but that coach, whoever gets him to commit and sign.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
What if he's not the best player in the room?
Right. That's true.
It's going to be very, very interesting. Dan says, how about the Pittsburgh kid just go to the Green Bay Packers and cut out the middleman? Yeah, no doubt. Yep. So, all right, Brent, great stuff as always. You're not a huge golf fan, but the PGA Championship started this morning. You got a pick for us?
Oh, yeah, maybe Justin Thomas, someone like that. I'm not, but look, I'm a marginal golf fan. But you can't listen. You have to pay attention to the championships like this and how all this is going to be affected. I mean, is Tiger going to play better? I mean, Phil obviously is not going to play. Didn't want to be a distraction and all that. But so. But look, even with people like that not playing, it'll be a fascinating 4 days. And I really do wonder, too, I heard the wind was supposed to be really difficult tomorrow and how all that's going to play out.
Yep. Brent, great stuff as always, my man. We appreciate your time, and we will talk to you next week.
Great. Always enjoy it, Shane. Take care.
Yeah, that's Brent Beaird, our college football analyst. You can follow Brent on Twitter at Brent Beaird. Going to take our first time out, come back, get to some of these Facebook Live and text messages. You're watching and listening to Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, Aikido America, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avera and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Celebration Ports, where the Gators go to celebrate, with premium brands like Visor's Rooftop, Dave & Buster's, Regal Cinemas, Hotel Indigo, Sensei Asian Bistro, Escape Apology, and the HBC's restaurant Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where every Tuesday you can enjoy 50% off handcrafted martinis from 4 to 10. We'll see you at Celebration Point, where the Gators go to celebrate. I want to thank Brent Beaird for joining us on the Titan MR Hotline. Got a couple of Facebook Lives brought to you by Mellon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Scott says, Shane, here's a little fun fact for you if you ever want to take a friendly jab at the Heisman statutes at the next football alumni gathering. I never take shots at our Heisman winners. He says, Georgia, Auburn, and LSU are Florida's oldest rivalries at 99, 84, and 68 games played respectively. You're the only starting quarterback in school history to finish your career undefeated against all three. You were 9-0. Did not know that. Well, I knew I was undefeated. I didn't know I was the only guy. It's just like Coach Spurrier always tells me, I'm the only guy that never lost a game at home. So anyway, had good players around us. That's what we got to do to be a good quarterback. Joseph says, I don't understand why everyone is so infatuated with Arch Manning. He's not coming to Florida, and I'm still not sold on his skill set. I realize his last name carries a lot of weight, but I'm not sold on the last names. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. Where did it go? I realize his last name carries a lot of weight, but I'm not sold on last names. I need to see him do it against good opponents. He's a Jacksonville Trinity Christian. I don't know what that means. The school he plays at is nowhere near Trinity Christian. It's not a powerhouse. Now, Peyton and Eli both played there. But anyway, since we don't have Mike Rideout today, Bozeman defeated Dixie County 8-4, and Holmes County defeated Fort White 4-1 yesterday. We'll have the Panhandle well represented in 1A state championship today. That is baseball he is referring to. I think Fort White softball is going to play for the state title, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Andy says that to us right here. Let's see, I just got a text on the Titan MR text line. I'll read that one in a little bit. At Chris Doring Mortgage, they do mortgage lending right, helping home buyers throughout Gainesville and North Central Florida. Call Chris Doring Mortgage today at 352-244-0840. If you missed it, Warriors handle the Mavericks easily last night, go up 1-0 tonight. Game 2 of the Heat and the Celtics. I expect the Celtics to win tonight. Lacrosse today. They've had a tremendous year, but boy, they're getting ready to run into a buzzsaw with the Lady Terrapins up in Maryland. Maybe they can pull the upset. Softball kicks off tomorrow in the regionals here in Gainesville. They play Canisius. Baseball starts a 3-game set tonight against the Gamecocks of South Carolina. And men's tennis today or tomorrow against Virginia up in Champaign, Illinois. Congratulations to the men's golf team. If you missed it, they qualify to go play for the national title down in Palm Beach Gardens. Congrats to J.C. Deacon and Dudley Hart getting their squad. They're playing good golf right now. They got a chance, folks. Very good golf team. So congrats to them. I'm curious what people are thinking about Gator baseball at this moment. They've been playing much better. Obviously, I wasn't on the show after the walk-off home run to win the game by Sterling Thompson. But what a scene. That's stuff that you dream about as a youngster, not only to win hit a walk-off, but against your big rival. That was awesome. Anytime we can beat those guys in any sport. We've had a good year against the semis. Let's see here. Andy asked, Shane, can you share anything about what you are doing with the SEC network? I'm not doing anything with them. I'm not sure where that came from, but I have nothing to do with them, Andy. That's Doring. Doring is our SEC network correspondent. My allergies are killing me today. I need to take some allergy medicine. QC Kinetics. I need to go see these folks, and you do too if you're hurting. If you got joint pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, it won't go away. You need to check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. Schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. Call today, QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. Got a text here on the Titan MR text line from Lawrence. Lawrence says, hey, Shane, do you know much about the Gator Collection event being held in the Touchdown Terrace? I believe it's this weekend. I don't. I think it is this. I want to say it's Saturday. I know they'll have food, and there'll be I don't know if it's just Gator football players or other athletes that are part of the Gator Collective will be there. You can get pictures, sign autographs, take pictures, all that good stuff. I know they're bringing some kids from the Boys and Girls Club to the event. So it should be a great event, and I'm sure you can go to Gator Collective website and get you some tickets if you're interested in going to that event. Oh, my allergies, folks, are killing me. Killing me. I got to get to this Facebook Live if I can find it. It was referring to the pod system that Brent and I talked about. Dan says they should put all the new kids in one pod, OU, Texas, Missouri, and A&M. That would be our Southwestern Conference, old Southwestern Conference pod. I like that. I have no problem with that. It really is. And David says, yes, I would be pod czar. We would play Vandy all the time, along with Mississippi State and probably Kentucky. Yeah, that would be good. So I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be very interesting when OU and Texas. I mean, I'm telling you, the SEC is already a bloodbath week in and week out. But when Texas and especially Oklahoma, it's kind of interesting to me. Pretty much all publications have Oklahoma ranked in the top 10 in America with Brent Venables, new quarterback. The kid from UCF will be their quarterback, I guess. I'm not sure about OU. I don't know why. I know exactly what I wanted to do. I screenshot this the other day when I was on an airplane. And let me see if I can find it. It was very interesting. Why can't I find it? Well, we just got a text on the Titan MR text line. Orlando wins lottery pick. Who do they take? Is that tonight? Anybody know about the NBA lottery? When is that? I would take Jabari Smith if I were them. Or there's probably some European guy out there that none of us are aware of that's an outstanding player. But let me see if I can find this. Here it is right here. I meant to bring this up with Brent Beaird. I want all our listeners to listen to this. This is quite interesting. The butterfly effect that a college coaching change can have. According to research by Max Olson, USC's hiring of Lincoln Riley affected nearly 250 jobs from Power 5 to the high school level. And it lists all the 250 jobs of all the people that moved around once Lincoln Riley took the USC job. I thought that was very interesting. John says the lottery was on Tuesday night. Orlando won it. Yeah. So when are they having the draft? Oh, the draft will be in June sometime, I believe. I would take Jabari Smith. Although the big 7'3" kid from Gonzaga, people like him, but I don't know how he can. He's so skinny. I feel like he's going to get pushed around in the NBA. I'd take Jabari Smith. Joseph says Texas and OU don't matter if Georgia still has a cupcake conference schedule every year. Yeah, they're going to have Georgia play those jokers a little bit more than we do. Daniel says, are you with us all next week? We miss you when you're gone. Yeah, I'll be around. I'll be around. I'm getting some. Oh, Daniel's telling me what I need to get for my allergies. I will go to the store and get that today, my man. I appreciate it. I have doctors on here, Evan, telling me what to get. I like it. Let's take a quick time out, come back, wrap up this Thursday edition.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait
Ironwood
Media,
Golf Course,
Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Pro football legend Emmitt Smith understands your joint pain.
It does not surprise me that there are a ton of people out there that's in pain.
That's why Emmitt is such a proponent of QC Kinetics, offering real lasting joint pain relief with non-surgical, all-natural biologic treatments.
Whether it's a joint pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, hip pain, any kind of pain, the body eventually will break down when it's under that much stress.
That stress can cloud your judgment to the point that you'll just say yes to the scalpel or yes to another prescription of pain pills. But maybe it's time for a second opinion from QC Kinetics.
The reason why I would recommend this is because the natural biologics that QC Kinetics is providing you gives your body a chance to naturally heal itself.
Restorative, regenerative solutions are here. Get lasting relief and live your life.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Hi, Steve Spurrier here. You know, making a reservation at my restaurant is easier than a Saturday afternoon homecoming game against Vandy. You don't have to call or email. Just go to spurriers.com, hit the reservation button, pick a date, a number of guests, and a time. It's so simple, I can do it. In fact, I just did. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. At South State Bank, we understand that small businesses need a community business partner they can rely on. South State has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Bank, banking for, remember, FDIC. A couple of Facebook Lives brought to you by Meldon Law here. Joseph says, how did Lincoln Riley getting hired at USC affect high school coaches? I need to read the whole article, but it's one of those deals where he may have taken a couple high school coaches, made them maybe some analysts out there, or he could have taken a coach from a different staff and whoever's the head coach of that goes in now that he has an open spot, gets one of his buddies from high school. But yeah, it said like, I can't even remember what it said, 250 coaches moved around after he was hired. So very interesting. John asks, how do you think Tiger does this weekend? It's going to be, I don't know. I don't think Tiger's going to be in contention at all. Right now, if you look at the leaderboard PGA Championship, good old John Daly's leading it, 1 under par after 3 holes. He's a former PGA champion. My 3 picks, I don't know if JC told y'all on Wednesday. I can't remember who he picked, but my 3 picks were Hideki Matsuyama, Cameron Smith, and Xander Schauffele. So I got an Australian, a Japanese, and an American in my 3 picks out there at Tulsa, Oklahoma. Should be very windy out there, as Brent said. Not windy today, but I think it's tomorrow. But I love major championship golf. All the big boys tee off a little bit later this afternoon. So if you're laying around, Cam Smith actually tees off. He's in a group with Victor Hovland and Will Zalatoris. So that's 3 young guns right there. That should be a heck of I may have to tune into that match or that threesome. Tiger tees off at 9-11. He's in a group, I think, with Jordan Spieth and Rory McIlroy. So those galleries will be chaos with Rory, Jordan, and Tiger Woods. Let's see. We got a couple Facebook Lives brought to you by Mellon Law, only official law firm partner for you. My computer is not acting correctly today. Joseph said John Dana must have had him a nice vodka and cranberry this morning. He's in the lead, and a carton of cigarettes. So that's what old Daly does. I'm sure he's got some of his loudmouth pants on, crazy looking stuff. His son plays golf at Arkansas. I think he's sponsored by Hooters, believe it or not. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's program. Make sure you tell all your friends and family. We got some special guests coming up here in the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to work out the days y'all will like them for sure. The days they can come on. I want them to be on live so you guys can ask questions, but you will definitely like it. I can't remember if I've been on since Todd Golden signed Kyle Lofton from St. Bonaventure. I can't remember what day that happened. Boy, he is a legitimate point guard. That is a tremendous, tremendous pickup. So I like everything that basketball has done so far. Anyway, tell your friends and family to like our program, follow us on all the different platforms out there. Hope you have a great day, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
1st and 10. Matthews, near side, wide open, Alonzo Sullivan. He may go.